Greetings, we are back here with Faith Life Music, and today we're going to talk about a sensitive topic, pain, when it comes to relationships. And we're going to talk about the one who understands our pain. You see, when you live long enough, you will see disappointment, betrayal, rejection, heartbreak, you name it. And as I give you that list, majority of us will probably think about how you've been offended, how you've been hurt. Not many of us will think first how we've offended people or how we have brought heartbreak onto someone. I mean, can I be real? Relationships, especially the close one, they are messy and they're real. Even in my own marriage, I'm learning miscommunication will happen. There will be times I will offend my husband and there will be times he will offend me. But in both situations, being offended or being the one causing the offense are in need of grace, God's grace. And I've also come to the realization in the scriptures that there's one who truly empathizes with us, who understands our pain, and that person is Jesus Christ. We're going to be in Matthew 26 today, and we will see that in one night, Jesus went through betrayal, abandonment, and denial by the people closest to him, his disciples. They walked with him, they knew him, and yet they failed him. In one night, he asked some of his disciples to pray with him as he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was troubled and he had sorrow in his heart. He comes back and they had fallen asleep. Again, comes back, fallen asleep. They couldn't stand with him. Where are your friends when you're going through a hard time? Then right after, he's being betrayed by Judas with a kiss for 30 pieces of silver. I mean, greed had taken over Judas. And then right after that, he's being abandoned because he's being arrested. And it says in the scriptures, all disciples left him and fled the scene. Where was the loyalty? And then on top of that, denial by Peter. He's walking in town and people recognize him and they're like, isn't that disciple? Weren't you with Jesus, the rabbi? No. Second time, no, that wasn't me. I don't know him. Third time again, I do not know him. So you see, there's one who really understands pain. Jesus does. And we've gone through some pain. But I also want to say something else. We've also been in the shoes of the disciples. There's times where we have failed Jesus. We have failed people. We've offended people, hurt someone. And in both situations, there is that need again for God's grace. So I want to give you 3 things today that we can get from Jesus. Number 1, Jesus did not give up on his friends, but he did give up his life for them, you and me as well, on the cross. And yes, people will let you down, but Jesus never does. And we will let Jesus down, but he is ready to restore us always, like he did with Peter. We see that in John 21 and verses 15 to 19. It talks about how he reinstates Peter. He says, do you love me 3 times? And 3 times he says, yes, I love you. Then feed my sheep. He says, follow me. So he's affirming him that he's still commissioned to be part of God's work. Second, Jesus is the friend that sticks closer than a brother. He's the perfect example of how to love others. Now I'm going to be real honest, okay? Reading about how to love is one thing. But loving someone when they have wronged you, that's not so easy. I'll be the first one to admit, if someone offends me, I'll probably build up a wall and will try to stay far away from them, and probably because I'm trying to protect myself from getting hurt again. But you know what? God has a better way. And it just shows we are a work of progress as we learn to be more like him. Number 3, Jesus is worth giving up everything for because he gave up everything for us. That's how much he loves you and me. So once again, We will never understand the depth of Jesus' pain, but he does understand the depth of ours. So every betrayal, every rejection, every disappointment that you have experienced in life, Jesus understands. It says in Isaiah 53 verse 3 that he was a man of sorrow, acquainted with grief. He took all of our pain, the past, the present, the future pain, and he bore the sins, the weight, all of it, of this world on that cross. So through your faith in him, rest in knowing that our pain is temporary and that the one who understands your pain is the one who will end your pain forever. We see that in Revelation 21:4. We have hope because it says, no more tears, no more suffering, no more pain. There will be none of it. So I want to encourage you to live once more by the word of God. And today, may you be the vessel that God uses to bring grace to someone else. You can do this because God in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Stand firm, keep the faith, and we'll see you next time at another episode of Faith Life Music.